Alright, so we are back today to see if we can find some redemption for the Earthquaker Devices Bit Commander. I had tried it out with guitar, and I was using my Simplifier MK2 to run it stereo into the board here, and I really just wasn't getting very good results with it, or what I felt was very good results. And so yeah, I wanted to give it another try. Someone had pointed out in the comments that it is not a polyphonic pedal, which means that it does not take multiple notes and process them very well. So playing chords and things like I was doing, it's just gonna get a little confused by that. It probably has the processing power to be able to be polyphonic, but that's just what they were going for with this. So let's see what it sounds like running it through a bass. I thought that might be a way to kind of tame the way that I play and maybe see if this will react a little bit better. I know that we only have options for down and then sub, which would be like 2 octaves down, so I probably won't get too crazy with those on like the low strings. Maybe I'll try playing up high on those. I already ran through a lot of the stuff explaining it, so what I'll probably focus on more this time is just some single note things, and then since I'm using the HX Stomp for it this time, since it's got the bass amps on it there, I'm going to try moving it from the front of the chain into the amp and then the cab, and then between the amp and the cab, and then also last. So let's go ahead and get to it. Turn this on. So that's what we're starting with. Looks like it's loud. Probably need to bring the volume down a little bit on that. There we go. Okay, so let's start with everything down. Except for it says bass, but it's B-A-S-E, which means it's like I wish they would have said root. See, so when you don't have any of this stuff, it sounds okay. This is what it sounds like normal. Alright, the filter is not doing much. There's a little bit of difference there. And then obviously the level. Let's bring that up. There we go. Give it a little bit more push. Might need to bring that down at some point, but now let's drop that down. It goes away. Let's bring in the up. So this is the 1 octave up. And again, that's just the octave up. This is with the root back in. Let's try the 1 octave down. Okay. Now we're getting back into the glitchy territory. That's just on a single note. It's a little bit higher up, so I'm 7th fret of the A string. This note I'm hitting is E. So that's going to be like the equivalent of the low E string on a guitar. Kind of matching with that E right there, and it's not handling it great. It's just kind of playing. When I go to the sub. So let's turn that up. Same note there. 7th fret of the A string. The note is E. And when I'm looking at the sound wave, I mean, it just looks just like a mark. No variation in tone. So it's very fuzz-like. To me, it's more kind of just like a glitchy fuzz. That much of a fuzz player myself. Alright. So let's take it way up here. So I'm like 12th fret of the D and the G string right now. Alright, let's suppose I should cover the amp and the cab that I'm using too. So I'm using the Ampeg SVT3 Pro and just pretty standard settings on it there. Nothing too crazy, looks like. Let's see. And then for the cab, I've got, looks like stereo setup. So the 8x10 SVT cab with, what's the other one? The Supro Ellipse as the other cab that's, or speaker cab that's getting used. So let's try this. Let's pick that up by hitting the action button. It's in the effects loop there. I'm not running into this pedal first. I'm going bass into the HX Stomp, and then I'm using the left effects loop for the bit commander. So that allows me to pick it from the front of the chain and just drop it easily right there into the middle without having to physically rewire anything. So now, all right, so the sub, that still sucks. Let's turn up the down. I'm probably on the high strings right now still, and it's still kind of struggling with those. Low strings, not handling those great either. I'm not even playing the B string at all. That's what it thinks about the B string. That's just the 1 octave down. I'm not even going to mess with the sub. Let's change the filter. Alright, so to me the filter sounds equally terrible on both sides, whether it's up or whether it's down. For this setting anyway. Let's try out the up. Like that's probably the best way to use this. Obviously, I'm playing it with a bass. I don't need too much further down the notes that I can play. Let's mix back in some of the root note. I feel like the response is really slow on it too. I mean, it could be worse, but I'm thinking about the attack, decay, sustain, release. It feels like the attack. Maybe the sound doesn't reflect that, but as I'm playing it, that's kind of what I'm feeling with it there. So that's got the root and the up octave kind of together there. Let's do one more. Let's pick this up with the action button, and we're going to drop it after the rig. So we have the amp, the cab, and now we have the bit commander after all that. I'm just keeping the same settings. I'll try to play fast. Kind of like a gallopy deal with my right hand. That's on the A string. I was on the E. See what I mean about that slow response? It's just like by the time it's opening up for that first note, I'm already through with the third note. Let's see if the filter makes any difference. It's not the noisiest pedal either, which I guess is kind of nice. Of course, I say that and I'm playing it at a volume late at night where people are sleeping in other parts of the house here. So might be different in a practice room or in a live setting is I guess what I'm getting at with it there. Yeah, let's see. So, I mean, I wanted to like this pedal. I've wanted to like other Earthquaker device pedals, and I wanted to give this one a chance with the bass. But the honest truth is, I still think it sucks. I can't say from experience whether it is the worst or even my least favorite Earthquaker devices pedal, because I feel like there's several others that I have not tried. So if I get the chance to get around to those, I'll see if I can make them work. Yeah, I mean, I'm just feeling very uninspired, even with the ability to move it between the different routing options there. They each kind of were a little bit different, and honestly, I think I liked the one that I liked the least was the one where it was running first, so like the bit commander into the amp and then the cab, which is pretty much the only way that I was trying it with the simplifier. So it did sound, I don't even know that I would say better. Let me know which one you think sounds the best. The first option where it was running into the amp, the second option being where it's the amp and then the cab, or the third option where it's the amp, cab, and then the bit commander. Because, I mean, yeah, they're different, but I am having a hard time thinking of an application that I would really honestly use for them. I do like trying some of these pedals with the guitar and then trying them with the bass, because I feel like I play those instruments different. Maybe one more thing that I could try with this pedal before I return it to my friend would be to do something that I haven't done before, which would be like take like a keyboard, which is just like a program in the computer that I'm using, and see if I can route the signal from my my DAW, my interface, into the bit commander and then return it. So, I mean, I could do piano sounds, but I could also run through a list of different instruments pretty quickly and see what I could do. A few things I think I'd probably like to do first if I do that, maybe learn how to do a little bit of screen capturing stuff so that you can have something visual going on my screen, see what's going on. And then also I should probably do some kind of a rig rundown as far as my setup goes, so that you can see the interface and the plug inputs that I have set up and how it serves my purposes here at my house, home studio, whatever you want to call it there. So let's go ahead and wrap this one up for today. Earthquaker devices, bit commander. Still having a hard time finding a good use for it, but thanks again for watching. If you have it on your board and you like it, tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what your setup is, if your bass, guitar, and maybe share some of your settings that I could try out as well. Thanks again, and I will see you soon.